Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Ridge Haven Life. My name is Ian, and I'm walking up to the top of the property. Got a ditch and a culvert that I need to make sure don't cause any issues with the rainstorm that's coming up. So that's how I'm going to start my day, and we'll see how the weather is. It's actually cloudy right now, and if it remains cloudy for the rest of the day, I'll be able to work in the greenhouses and take care of a project that I'm really looking forward to. All right, so this is the beginning of a culvert that drains to the other side of the road. And I discovered this culvert last year when it clogged. And this whole area flooded, and water started cascading over this mound and creating a little bit of havoc as it continued down the road. So my main concern with that is the leaves that are in the ditch that feed into this culvert. That this ditch goes alongside the road all the way for several hundred feet. And these are fairly large leaves. Got some maple as well as oak, and these are pretty large leaves, so more likely to cause issues with clogging. So yeah, want to get this ditch cleared out, and you can see it goes quite a distance that needs to be taken care of. So to that end, I've got my trusty leaf blower, rake hands that hopefully will enable me to get this taken care of without too much issue. With this being the beginning of the rainy season, lots of mushrooms are popping up. So found this little one coming up in the ditch. I don't know what kind this is. I'm going to assume it is not edible, but yeah, pretty cool. All right, got that wrapped up. Not too much effort to make that happen, clearing the ditch. And to be clear, the goal is to not get every leaf out of the ditch. That would be a fool's errand many times over. It's really just to get most of the leaves out, so that really reduces the risk that leaves will start accumulating, causing water to pool as the water's coming down the ditch. You know, if the leaves create a little bit of a dam at places, that can definitely be an issue when that dam breaks. And that really increases the chance for the culverts getting clogged as well. So yeah, doesn't mean it can't happen, but at least the risk of it happening is now much lower. And it's also not really the case that when it's raining, you set it and forget it. While it's raining and water's starting to flow through the ditch, I'll be out here making sure that that things are clear and nothing is getting backed up. So, yeah, it's really one of those ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure. So now kind of moving on, the project that I was wanting to get started on in the greenhouse. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. The sun's kind of coming out a bit intermittently, so really don't want to be sitting in a greenhouse that's getting heated by the sun if I don't need to. And this is not an urgent project, but what it is setting up a worm composting operation. This is something that I had in the Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area when I had my gardens down there, and really enjoyed it, and was a good way of using food compost, getting that turned into worm castings. So hoping to get that set up, and then also have the side benefit of being able to use those worms for fishing when the time comes. So probably get started on that tomorrow once the rain starts, and the risk of sun heating up the greenhouse is next to nothing. Okay, so it's the next morning, and I'm here in the citrus greenhouse. The rain hasn't arrived yet, but the cloud cover is going to reliably keep the greenhouse from heating up today until the rain arrives this evening. So this is what I use for worm composting. This is called a sub pod. And so the idea is that this box gets mostly buried in the ground. So the soil level will go up to basically this level here. And so these holes on the side allow the worms to go in and out. So on the inside is where you have your food compost. So the worms come in here, eat it up, poop it out, and leave this wonderfully nice deposit of worm castings that gets used in the garden. So yeah, there are a bunch of red wigglers in here, but you can see one in the middle there. It doesn't look like that's it's moving a little bit. So it's a good way of using up the food waste, generating worm castings that are wonderful for the garden, and then also harvesting some worms. I'm gonna put it in this corner here. So basically dig a hole deep enough to bury this up to this level. And that's basically it. And I'll put in a bunch of food waste that I've been accumulating for a while, since I've been having this project on my mind. And that's basically it. To give it all a nice water, and it'll be good to go. Okay, so the sub pod is in the ground and ready to go. I filled it with the food compost that had been sitting in my freezer for a while, and then loaded it on top with a bunch of worm castings that has the red wiggler worms in there with their eggs. So even though I could harvest a bunch of these worm castings now and use them in the garden, I want to leave them in here and give the worms as much of a leg up in getting this little ecosystem set up as possible. They're going through a bit of a shock, kind of in a new space. So want to give them, as many eggs in there as possible, and let the worms that are in there reproduce, and begin munching away at the food that is in there. And probably in the next month or so, I'll have a really nice harvest of worm castings from in here, and then be able to start adding my food compost to this on a more regular basis. It should be good to go. It'll be interesting to see. There's another earthworm that is in the ground here that I saw a bunch of as I was digging this hole. So it'll be interesting to see how the red wiggler and then the much larger, more native earthworms kind of coexist in this environment. All right, and just to provide an update with the pear tree, this sucker does not look like it is going to be surviving. This tree is dead. So the question that remains is, will another tree sprout from the base? I don't know. I also don't know how long I'm going to be waiting for something to sprout before maybe planting another tree. I also learned that as you can see, that the T-posts that I put in did not really do a great job of staying upright. So next time I try this, I'm going to need to have a better solution for using the T-post, perhaps attach them to the cage itself. So we'll see where this area of the orchard goes next. Unfortunately, it looks like the Bartlett pear is not going to be making it. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for this video. As always, I appreciate you watching. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy and take care.